trucks in the shop, so I'm probably gonna go do some fishing and go home. So I'm gonna grab me a few drinks. As I was saying, my truck's in the shop for a little while. I'm basically in my 10-hour break, but this load needs to be out in Harrison, Ohio by 8 a.m. and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. Alright, Freeze, let's skip to the point of this video instead of listening to me ramble about stuff, and let's get to it. Alright, here I am getting the second camera going, the handy cam, then sync these two up. I have one pole hooked up with a worm, which I'm going to cast that out right now. I really like that Shakespeare pole. That's real nice. I like using it. It's a nice pole. So is my Zebco. Perfect. I got the little. That's a Shakespeare, that blue one, and the other one's a Zebco, my red one. Set. Let that mess around. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to do a little bit of catfishing here. So if you see, I got a big old chunk of chicken liver. It's either chicken liver or beef liver. Let that sink to the bottom, and we'll watch that other line to see if it does anything. I really like this spot. This is the first time I found this spot, and I'm gonna have to remember this spot. It's pretty nice. I'll have to remember this is one of my fishing spots, and return here a few times and try it out. I know you're kind of supposed to kind of leave it. Whoa, that was a big honking piece of beef liver, chicken liver. That off of there. I think I'm gonna leave it. All right. And you'll wind up losing it. We'll leave it. Something tries to take off with that, I guess I'll know. Not really supposed to use 3 lines at the same time, but I'm just going to play around with the whopper flopper for a few minutes. Try to get more acquainted with this Spincast. I've never been a big fan. Yeah, Spincast can be a little awkward to use. When you're not having any problems, they're actually really nice. But as you'll see here in a minute or two, why I don't bother with them most of the time, because usually you wind up with nothing but problems. And I barely even started using this. The first time I've even cast with it, the first time I even use it. Watch how fast it just goes south, me trying to use this. It's probably inexperience, but just watch how this goes, how quickly I just start running into problems here. Darn it. It is a nice looking pole and reel. I bought that for 22 bucks at Fleet Farm. Look at that. There's where things, that's where, I don't even know how that happened. And it just got caught all over everything just from the get-go, right there.
I don't like these kind of reels because you always wind up with a big old fucking mess with the string. There, I think I might have fixed it. Big old fucking knot.
Yep. Stuff was getting all tangled up in the reel, getting tangled up in a knot here, tangled up in a knot in another spot. And I was trying to carefully and gingerly pull them apart without a knot forming, and it was just a big old nightmare. This is, in my experience, most of the time when you're out there messing with these Spincast reels, you can wind up doing more of this than actual fishing. Sitting there messing with your line just like this, because it's just getting tangled and up on itself. But like I said, it's probably just inexperience.
How the fuck did that happen? What the hell?
If you look how it got caught up inside the workings of the reel, and I have to go try to yank that all out because somehow it even went up inside there somehow. And it happened so quick. Then somehow it was just like so quickly things happen with the line with these reels that you just get a big old mess and it's everywhere. You got knots, you got things getting bungled up inside the reel and around it. And they can be nothing but a nightmare. They can also be nice to use when they're not giving you problems. They're great. But when you wind up with this kind dealing with this,
so much string out
just
here trying
makes
to figure
me
out what the fuck the
avoid these type of reels because I don't have problems with my enclosed reels with the Zebcos and like I said, guys, it's probably just inexperience on my part because I haven't used them a lot in my fishing. I'll usually go for those cheap Zebcos and Shakespeare's with the enclosed reels because they're so much easier to use. You don't have problems. People say they don't like them because they get wet inside and things get all rusted and stop working and everything. But I've had these poles for several years now and haven't had a problem. And you don't wind up with the problems like I did with this Spincast. You usually don't wind up problems. I had a very few problems with one of those at the beginning doing that coiling stuff and things getting bungled up, but I don't think it was for that same reason. I don't remember, but I did wind up with a little bit of problems with one of those reels. I do remember, but I quickly fixed it and I've never had a problem since. And I love those poles. They work great. I think this Spincast reel, I forget what brand it is. I bought it at Fleet Farm. And it's a very nice looking reel. And later on in the day when I switched locations, it worked great. Didn't have any problems with the tangling up. I got better at casting. I got better at holding it with my finger and using it to control the cast better. I got a little bit better at that, and so I don't, I don't know. But those other kinds of reels, like I not showed in this video, the bait caster that has the little open part in the middle and has a little thing that goes back and forth as you reel in. I think those are called bait casters. Anyway, I like those. I haven't used them a lot, but I'm thinking about buying one. They tend to be a little pricier from the get-go. So it's probably why I haven't bought one, because usually I can pick up one of those Zebcos or um, Shakespeare's, the open cast or the enclosed, for cheaper usually, and it does the job. You don't need an expensive reel to go fishing. You can go fishing with a cheap reel and do everything that you can with the expensive ones for the most part, especially just for local fishing around ponds and stuff. But there's probably stuff that those more expensive reels do better as you get up there in the experience and are going for um, better fish and stuff. But I mean, I'm not extremely experienced. I'm not going to sit here and say that I am one of these real experienced guys that knows what they're doing. But this is the point I wanted to make about why I don't like these Spincast reels and why you probably won't see me using them a lot. But I'm trying to give them a chance again, and I do want to be versatile and be able to be comfortable using any kind of reel. I've never done fly fishing. I've never held the fly fishing reel. I don't. I might try it. I don't know if those can be real expensive or if you can get into those cheaply too. But I might give that a try in the future. But that requires a lot more finesse. I was watching some videos of some guys using uh, fly rods, and they talk about how much thinner the line can be, and they're out there casting for really big fish with thinner line. That, and I'm just like, okay, you can catch the same fish with the other poles. Okay, so I don't get why fly fishing is such a big deal, but I don't know. I've never done it. It'd be fun to try with someone who knew what they were doing and could teach me about it. But anyway, this is the end of the video. I think I made my point. Going forth in the future, I'm going to continue to practice getting better at using a Spincast reel while still using my other two. Um, but technically, with the current license I have, I just bought a 1-year fishing license. And in Iowa, it only allows me to use 2 lines at once. If you use 3 or more lines, you got to pay extra to legally use more than 2 lines. And I'm not sure the caveats on that, because I have a bow fishing rig that I carry with me and stuff. So I don't know how that comes into play. I also don't know how it comes into play with jug fishing, where you do the cane poles and tie them off and throw a jug out in the water with a hook and some sort of bait to catch catfish or whatever comes up to get it. So anyway, end of the video. I'm going to be doing some different stuff in the future, but we are coming into winter, so these outdoor videos may or may not come to an end until it warms up again in spring. And we'll see. Maybe doing more artistic like stuff like paintings and leather working like videos, stuff like that. More of creative construction or whatever type of videos we'll see going forth in the future. But I tend to be getting into the trapping more, fishing, going out and doing outdoor survival like stuff, trying to practice making shelters and practicing stuff that I've been watching on YouTube. And I want to get some on hand experience doing some of this stuff. I have all this stuff in my head, but I have no real world hands-on experience doing most of the stuff. And so you saw there's some videos where I did some primitive trapping. Go catch those and see what you think of those. Um, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the future and catch you next video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos of mine, and leave any comments or questions, advice, whatever. And I'll catch you next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.